Hello everyone, and welcome back to McDiamondFire Tutorials. This tutorial is going to cover a movement detector. So you can make it so that you can see if a player is moving, and if they are, you can add some sort of potion effect, you could create an explosion to happen, pretty much anything you can think of. And to do this, it's actually really simple. So to start, go to the plot that you want to have this code on. There is no build required for this set of code, but if you have one, that works too. So the first thing we're going to do, and this is completely optional, I'm just going to add some housekeeping rules so that we disable PvP and make sure they don't starve. Now this is just going to make sure that we don't have annoying people PvPing while we're doing this tutorial. And then the hunger is to make sure that we don't run out of hunger when we're actually testing out this build. So I have gone ahead and I've done this. Now the next thing you're going to need to do, and this is when it's required, you're going to need to have this join event, and on a join, you'll need to have a set or start loop event. Now once you've done that, anywhere in your code space, take out a loop block, place it, and lower this number as far as it can go. To do that, hold shift and right click this block. Alright, now that it's at 10, we can get started. So what we're going to need to do to detect movement is we're going to need to save a player location and then check if they move out of range of that player location. So, what we're going to do is use the if player statement. Now, if player is near, and then we're going to use this else block. Now, the else is basically this. If they're near the location we set, then it'll run everything inside here. If not, it's going to run everything inside here. That's how that's going to work. So, we need to create a variable. The variable is going to store the location of the player. So let's call it %default space location. Go ahead and throw that into the chest, and then take out a number variable, and I recommend you set the number to either 1 or 2. 2 has less glitches, however it does not work as well as 1. It's up to you. I'm going to use 2 for this example, because we don't need to deal with glitches right now. So if they're in range of that, they're not moving. So we'll go ahead and we'll set their XP value to 0. Where is it? Here it is. Alright. So this will show that they are not actually moving. Now you can put whatever you'd like into this set of blocks, whatever you need. Maybe if they aren't moving, you want slowness, go ahead and throw that in there. That works. Maybe they need to be TP'd somewhere, or a message needs to be sent when they're not moving. Yep, go ahead and throw that all into this line. Alright, I'm just using this as an example. The next thing we need to do is we need to check if they're moving. So if they're not within range, then they're obviously moving away. So we're going to need to use a set variable block, and we're going to need to use the location over here. So take this, duplicate it, wherever you need to do, and put it into this chest. Now we'll need to set the new player location, so that we can make sure they're not moving once again. So hold shift, and right click this location paper, and take out a default player location. Go ahead and throw that right into the chest. And since they're moving, I'm going to go ahead and show that they are by setting their XP value to 1. Now again, this is where you'd put code if they are moving, and that's completely up to you. Alright, that should do it. Let's go ahead and test it out. Alright, so it's at 0, it knows I'm not moving, but once I start moving, it turns to 1, and once I stop moving, it goes right back to 0. So this is pretty practical. I mean, you can use it, maybe give them a speed effect when they're running, and maybe a slowness when they're not. You never know. Or maybe PvP's on when they're moving, and when they go AFK, it turns off. It's up to you guys, whatever you need to do. I'm sorry about this tutorial being a little bit later than it normally has. I'm gonna use the cliche school excuse. Yes, school's been tough, all that jazz. But I should have more DiamondFire tutorials up soon. So, that's going to conclude this one. Go ahead and leave a comment stating what you want to see next. I'm going to try to shoot for next weekend for the next tutorial. So that's all. I will see you guys later.